everyone. My name is Sandra Stretch. For those of you who've watched our previous videos, I hope this one will be equally enjoyable. For those who are watching our videos for the first time, welcome. In this video, we'll be discussing Continual Service Improvement, or CSI. As you probably know, Continual Service Improvement is the last stage of the life cycle. We started with service strategy, moved to service design, next was service transition, then to service operation, and now to CSI. This video covers the basic concepts of CSI, including the purpose, objectives, scope, the value it adds to business, interfaces, CSI inputs and outputs, and so on. The first thing we need to cover in CSI is its purpose. So why does a business need continual service improvement? The primary purpose of CSI is to continually align and realign IT services to changing business needs. This is done by identifying and implementing improvements to IT services that support business processes. These improvement activities support the lifecycle approach. This brings us to the objectives of CSI. One important objective is to review, analyze, and make recommendations on improvement opportunities in each life cycle phase. That is, in service strategy, in service design, in service transition, and in service operation. Another objective is to review and analyze service level achievement results. A third is to identify and implement individual activities to improve IT service quality. This includes improving the efficiency and effectiveness of enabling ITSM processes. But here let's focus on the primary areas that CSI addresses. In this respect, the scope extends to the overall health of ITSM as a discipline, continually aligning service portfolio with current and future business needs, the maturity and capability of the organization, its management, processes, and people using the services. Finally, continual service improvement of all aspects of IT services and the service assets that support them. How does CSI add value to business? Adopting and implementing standard and consistent approaches to CSI will lead to gradual and continual improvement in service quality. It will also ensure that IT services remain continuously aligned to business requirements. Finally, it will result in gradual improvements in cost effectiveness through reducing costs or increasing the capability to handle more work at the same cost. You might be wondering, how does an organization or a business decide whether to invest in CSI or not? Is there a procedure, situation, or event that makes the organization turn to CSI? Deciding to implement a CSI initiative is not an impulsive act. There are key questions that help you decide whether a CSI initiative is warranted or not. So what are they? First, what is the vision, or where do you want to be? Where are you now? You need to set a baseline. So what are they? First, what is the vision, or where do you want to be? Where are you now? You should set a baseline. Where do you want to be? You should set a goal or goals. And how do you get there? You need to create a methodology. Did you get there? For this, you should develop and agree up front on some metrics. Once you've answered these questions, you also need to consider the cost of the initiative. A service improvement plan, or an SIP, just like any other major plan, will have costs associated with executing its activities. Some examples might be: staff need to be trained in the right skill sets to support ITSM processes. Tools for monitoring, gathering, processing, analyzing, and presenting data need to be committed. Ongoing internal and external assessments or benchmarking studies may add expenses. Finally, there may be costs for the time to review, recommend, and monitor the progress of the service improvement. Let's review this diagram together. As you recall, the diagram shows the ITIL service lifecycle. In the inner circle is service strategy. Then we see service design, service transition, and service operations. Encompassing them all, we have continual service improvement, or CSI. For CSI to be successful, it's important to provide improvement opportunities throughout the entire life cycle. So what does CSI do? We can start by saying that CSI provides guidance on creating and maintaining value for customers through better strategy, better design, better transition, and service operation. It combines principles, practices, and methods from various other management processes, such as quality management, change management, or capability management. But it doesn't end there. CSI describes the best practice for achieving incremental and large-scale improvements in service quality, operational efficiency, and business continuity, and ensures that the service portfolio continues to be aligned with business needs. Moving along, let's consider the inputs and outputs of CSI. We do this by relating it to the other stages of the life cycle. We start with service strategy, moving along again to service design, transition, and service operation. Then we finally conclude with continual service improvement. So let's consider the first stage of the life cycle, service strategy. We can ask the question, what are the CSI inputs? These include information and feedback for business cases and service portfolio, requirements for strategies and plans, financial reports, service reports, the change schedule, and the Service Knowledge Management System, or SKMS. This brings us to the CSI outputs, which include the vision and mission, financial information and budgets, service charters including service packages, service models, and details of utility and warranty, achievements against metrics, key performance indicators, and critical success factors. Finally, any feedback for other life cycle stages. Let's look at the CSI inputs for the design stage. The first is service portfolio. Second, service charters including service packages, service models, and details of utility and warranty. The third is requests for designing changes and improvements. Fourth is the input to design requirements from other life cycle stages. Finally, the knowledge and information in the SKMS. Now the CSI outputs. Service portfolio updates that may include updates to the service catalog, designs for newer change services, management information systems and tools, technology, RFCs to transition or deploy new or change services. Let's turn to the third stage of the life cycle, service transition. We start by looking at the CSI inputs. Here we have the vision and mission, financial information and budgets, and finally RFCs for implementing changes and improvements. CSI-related outputs include change schedules, known errors, knowledge and information may be added to the SKMS here, and finally improvement opportunities are logged into the CSI register. This brings us to the fourth stage of the life cycle, service operation. As with each of the previous stages, let's start by looking at the service operation inputs. Here we have details of utility and warranty, service level agreements or SLAs, operational level agreements or OLAs, and underpinning contracts, and known errors. That brings us to service operation outputs, such as achieving agreed on service levels to deliver value to the business, operational requirements, and RFCs to resolve operational issues. Now we come to the last stage of the life cycle, continual service improvement. What are the inputs at this stage? Well, they include financial information and budgets, and knowledge and information in the SKMS, and the outputs, an updated CSI register, service reports, and meetings to review. With an understanding of the inputs and outputs, we've come to an end of this video. Here, I've summarized the basic concepts of the CSI stage of the service life cycle. In our next video, we'll take a detailed look at several principles of the continual service improvement. I hope you join me. Thank you.